What's up, guys? It's Pez Flips here, and yeah, it's been a while since I've made a full video. Today I figured we would be talking about my opinions on Grails, and the reason I'm doing that is because there is a special package that's arriving this weekend for me. That's part of the reason that I'm flipping this guy. So this is an LDY Orion 1.5, in case you're interested. And I'm not going to tell you what I'm getting, but there's your hint. It's been really nice to flip this guy again, just as a tangent. You know, I don't really take him out too much just because I'm worried about this tip breaking, but I know some people don't have that same issue, but or don't have that issue when they do beat it. But yeah, this guy's still in amazing condition. Not even really oiled right now. Still so bouncy. Early in the morning today, so maybe a little rusty on the flips, but you know, that's all right. So yeah, Grails. So here's a few takes I have on Grails. And the first thing is that your money isn't always going to translate to the performance. There is something called the law of diminishing returns, and that is to say that if you spend money on a product, the more expensive it gets, the smaller the amount of performance gain you're going to get for a dollar value. So if I go from something like the new Arm Shark stainless steel ballast one that just came out for like 19 bucks, honestly, that thing performs pretty darn well for its price. But, you know, you're getting stainless steel, it's going to be heavier, whatever. If I move up and I'm going from price tier of like 20 bucks to, let's say, $40, $50, $60, the performance increase generally, obviously there's exceptions to the rule, but the performance increase is going to be a lot greater than if I went from a $100 knife to a $200 knife or to a $250 knife. And pricing is kind of weird, especially in the clone market, where you can get things that do perform well for cheaper. And, you know, that's a consequences of a lot of complicated economics that have to do with China's manufacturing policies and whatnot, and their labor laws, which, you know, is why clones are kind of a bad thing, but I'm participating in that. But I digress. Yeah. Grails are interesting because they don't always guarantee that you're going to have a good flipping performance. And honestly, Grails aren't always meant for flipping. Now that sounds kind of weird, and for me, as somebody who I show my appreciation for the ballast songs that I have by flipping them, and I care a lot about flipping performance, to not be able to flip something really well and spend a shit ton of money on it, it kind of hurts. There's this one guy in the r/ballast song community, and the first knife that he got was a Seraph. And I don't know if you guys know how much the Seraph costs, but it's like $900 or something crazy like that. And he had a fully anode, Seraph, everything. And, you know, he wasn't really great. But he's new, so, you know, no judgment there. But I recognize that I'm just jealous. But at the same time, it's like, you know, maybe if you're trying to get into the hobby, a smarter decision would be getting something a little cheaper. But, hey, your money, you use it how you want to. But yeah, some people get it for the look, right? When you're getting into these more expensive Grail-like ballast songs, you're getting the quality of modding or modability. So like titanium specifically being kind of like the expectation for Grails. Part of that is due to the fact that you can do so much cosmetic changes to titanium versus basically everything else. Obviously G10 is also in there, and there's a lot of modding capabilities with that, but you have something like the Cygnus, for example, which is titanium, and G10, which allows you to do some really crazy stuff. Grails kind of serve this purpose to have a more unique ballast song, less cookie cutter. I think that is a large appeal of a lot of people when they get into the hobby, or when they get into Grails rather. But yeah, so not really being able to flip isn't really the biggest concern to people who get Grails per se. I will say though, there's an interesting behavior that a lot of people do with Grails. This isn't everybody, But when you have something so expensive, there's almost like this thing in the back of your mind that you're always going to resell it. That when you stop flipping eventually, you'll have an investment. And, you know, there is some truth to that, but it changes the behavior in which how you interact with your grails. You know, you'll get a grail that is able to be essentially a tank. I know, like the Squid Industries Tsunami, the real one, that thing is built as a tank. Yeah, maybe you have some QC issues here and there, but you know, the materials and the tuning and everything, it's gonna hold up. But you have something so expensive, people are apprehensive about beating them or bringing them outside in the first place. You want to keep your safe queen safe. This kind of goes back to like having a beater, but you know, you have such an expensive knife, but you're kind of handicapped. You can't really take it out everywhere that you want. You know, it's almost as if the middle tier price items, where they're expensive but still you don't feel awful about beating them, are probably going to be getting you the most value. Now the question is value the most important thing for you? And you know, being somebody who is about to get a Grail, I don't know, I spend a lot of time flipping inside, and there's not really a lot at stake for my balisongs when I'm inside because I'm on carpet. So I can get away with having a Grail. But if I was on hardwood floors, I would definitely have to then make another investment on, say, like one of the safety mats. Like, I know Squid just released their new ones, but stuff like that to help protect your Grail. It's like you have this investment, specifically with the idea in mind that you're going to eventually resell it, or at least there's some sort of subtle idea that that is the case. At least it's a pervasive cultural attitude that I observe a lot of people doing. You know, you go on like Balisong Marketplace and on like Reddit, and you'll see that occasionally like the Grails get beat, but for the most part, like these, like a lot of people are selling Grails over anything, and those Grails are very expensive. You see people who are basically drop shipping or whatever, where they like buy the product first and then they just try to mess with it a little bit, get done with it, and resell it, which is essentially what I've been doing with mine. Another hint with what it might be. But at the end of the day, it's your money and you can use it how you want to use it. Is it necessarily the most smart use of your money? Oh, I don't know. If you're somebody like me, who I spend every single day flipping for, my God, at least 30 minutes, you know, you're getting your utility out of those products. It goes to the same question that people have asked about owning a collection. For me, owning a collection is about having variety, and I have a lot of different balisongs that fill different niches, and one aspect of my collection that I don't really have is a authentic Grail. And yeah, does that mean that my collection's complete? Not necessarily. And there's so much innovation within this marketplace, especially considering that like Squid Industries as a company really only existed at like 2019, and they were kind of like a new wave of balisong manufacturing. And we see a lot of innovation with like Nibali's, for example, really pushing new designs, and so frequently. I'm excited to see where the hobby continues to grow at, even though I'm only someone who's been in here for a year. Yeah, it's exciting to see where it goes. I don't plan on stopping flipping for a long time, but you know, my collection is arguably complete. And when I do make purchases, I want to be intentional with my purchases. That is to say that they are filling some sort of purpose. You know, I'm not like a super wealthy guy. I just happen to really like this hobby and make YouTube videos on it. So I'm glad that I can make videos about clones and stuff, but you know, I'm not going to be out here dropping dimes on like the new JK Orca V2 Bally Plus clone just because I think that thing's ugly. I think the V2 handles are kind of weird. I like the V1 better. And I only really like the trainer blade. I think the live blade on that thing is kind of ugly as all get out. So if you guys were looking forward to that video, I'm sorry, but you know, the Grail in this sense it gives you a certain experience of like, well, this is what the premium of premium experiences feels like. This is as good as a ballast song can get in reality. Obviously, most people are going to say that the Seraph is kind of like the end game of ballast songs, and maybe one day I'll get one, but that's a definite fantasy more than a reality. You can always dream. But yeah, at the end of the day, you should just have a ballast song that you like. For the average person, I would say, maybe 100 to 200, that price range is going to give you a premium experience. It's going to give you great materials. The unboxing might not be like the best, but honestly, the unboxing is just such a short part of the experience of owning a knife in the first place that it's not that big of a deal. We used to buy Grails and they would be in little boxes, right? And that's what people have said. I'm kind of speaking out of other people's mouths, but nowadays, we expect to get like a full box or something like that, a full carrying case or something, And while that's nice, don't get me wrong, but the unboxing experience is only one tiny fraction of what it is to own a knife. So yeah, I would recommend if you want an authentic maker and not a clone, probably like the $200 to $300 range. And if you're going for a clone, around like the $110 to $200 range is probably like the best thing, where you're going to get something that you really love, feels good, performs well, and that you're okay with taking out. You're okay with it getting hurt. Because at the end of the day, I believe in the idea that you should own your products and your products shouldn't own you. So, yeah, an unscripted video today, just kind of rambling. Since I was away for a while, I just wanted to get my thoughts out, make a video. It's been a while. Almost at 1,000 subscribers, so if you guys are still watching, please feel free to subscribe. And tell me what I should do for my 1,000 subscriber special. I don't really have anything super planned, maybe a collection update video. But yeah, I appreciate you guys sticking around watching, hanging out with me. And about to go back to work, so we'll see how the uploads go, but hope you guys have a good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever the hell. Okay, that was kind of it. One last scissor. A giraffe. A little sloppy, but I did it. You see, guys, I'm improving. Here's the other thing I've been learning. Well, yeah. But yeah, it's been Pez, and I will see you guys later. Bye.